Good evening. Well, everyone, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Unplanned Adventure. If you're watching live or catching the replay, I'm glad you're here. We definitely had some high temperatures yesterday, no way around it. But the important part is the temps are dropping fast and the changes outlook in a hurry. So hopefully it gets better. Warm ups can be ugly. Sorry about that. Warm ups can be ugly, but they don't necessarily mean the season is over. What happens after a warm up matters way more than the warm up itself. So let's get back into it. Trail conditions, the big picture. Before we jump into the trails, I want to put something out that's pretty important. The Michigan Trail Report had an appreciation reminder. Before complaining about the trails conditions, remember this: volunteers brush the trails, volunteers put up every sign that you ride past, volunteers reroute trails when the landowners say no, volunteers groom through the night so you can ride during the day. I've said this so many times that there's people out there just really going above and beyond to help everybody out and be able to ensure that when you get up there, some of you guys that are coming from many states away, kind of like myself, it's pretty nice to be able to drive all the way all that time, get up there and not have to worry about going out and grooming the trail and everything else, and hoping that it's halfway decent. And normally it usually is, unless it's like a 3-day weekend, a holiday, something like that, crazy. Other than that, the trails are, it's in and around Indian River, down in Wolverine. Unless you're in the high congested areas where there's a lot of people, it's you really can't ask for much more. And I've been in the UP. The UP's nice, but you get around the congested areas, it gets pretty bad too. So it's those guys out there are doing a great job and keeping it up. Also, if you want better trails, get involved. Join a club, volunteer your time, support the people that are, doing the work. Don't rely on the trolls for the information. Get the facts, get involved. So, also, they wanted to also say that $40 membership to the Michigan, let me make sure I say this right, Michigan Trail Report. That's the Michigan, oh shoot, it's their club. Gosh darn it! It just went right out of my head as soon as I was looking at it, because I was just looking at them a second ago. They were pretty active. Let me scroll down through here real quick. Bear with me. Oh shoot. Cass Lake. I don't know where that's at, but the truck went in the water. Actually, you know what? This is AI. Them sons of. All right. Well, they got me. I was looking at it. Hey, if you get a chance, go out and check out Michigan Outdoors Report. Michigan Outdoors Report. He does a pretty good job. Puts out some pretty good information. I'm looking for. I want to get the exact name for this. I don't want to tell you something all jacked up here. Sault Ste. Marie showing some snow, and I'm gonna get to some trail reports in and around the areas there. Right now, your best, Michigan Snowmobile and ORV Association. What is wrong with me? Why couldn't I remember that? So, $40 donation, if you can, to join that club, and any other club that's out there. Just join a club. Put your money somewhere. Put your money where you're riding. Not just that. I know when you go up there, you're buying food, buying gas, and everything. You're contributing, but that money has to funnel a whole bunch of different ways to get to where it gets right to it. And when you're giving it to a club, a grooming club or a snowmobile club, it's going right to the sport. So help them out. So support your volunteers, respect the volunteers, thank the volunteers. That again, they're just out there. They're out there taking their hard-earned time. They don't give them a hard time. So local trail reports. Let's talk about conditions. Jordan, I didn't have anything from Indian River. I didn't get a chance to reach out, but I know that they were kind of thin, so not really going to expound too much on that. It's probably a mess. But the temps are dropping, so the good thing is with the temps dropping, things should get a little bit better. And that's always a good thing. So hopefully hopefully that stuff gets back out there. The temps drop. They're calling for some snow. We'll see. Yeah, I hope it happens, but I'm not getting my hopes up yet because it just those temps were just kind of crazy. I want to check something out here. Which camera is this? Is this one? I never know which is which. It jumps around. Look at that squirrel. I'm all over the place. I just wanted to check something out here. I wanted to see if this auto tracking wasn't on, so it wouldn't. There it goes. There it goes. That's my Link 360 camera. Yeah, it's a pretty nice little camera. Unfortunately, I have not learned everything. There's a lot of things that I have not figured out with that camera yet. I'm still working with it, but it's a lot of fun. It'll I can't wait to actually, what I'm going to do is take it to Michigan, do some different things up there, and it'll follow me around. So it's a good time. And I also have a little thing for my phone too. I can set that down and walk around and it'll follow me. So I'm gonna have both of them follow me. I'm gonna do some different videos up there and we'll see what we can come up with. So I also got a 360. Yeah, I really got off the rails here, didn't I? But since I'm talking about cameras, I'll finish. I also got a GoPro 360 and I'm looking forward to mounting that on my snowmobile somewhere. And that's going to give me, it'll make it, even if I get it in the right way, it's going to look like I got a drone follow me. That's a lot of fun. And I'm going to take my drone up there and have it follow me a little bit and, get some really good footage that way too. So like I said, the temperatures plan to drop this, today as we speak right now. Matter of fact, let's go look at the trail cam right now. That's terrible. No, actually, right now, Brian's having some trouble with the trail cam. It is down. He's going to get it back up and running. So it's just unfortunate, but he had an issue with it and it was pretty tough to go out there and mess with it while it was raining and nasty. So this is just one of his videos from the summer. So I figured I'd put that up there and kind of mess with people. But it's, he'll have that back up and running and going here real soon. And, that's good. And I'm sorry Brian's going through that, but I'm sure he's probably getting blown up. People are probably getting on there wondering where everything's at, but it'll be back up and running here very soon. All right. So like I said, prior to the warm up, most of the trails had 2 to 5 inches in some areas, and UP a lot more than that. So, that should give us a solid base. If it, a little bit of rain, everything, that'll get a nice icy base. And then if we can get some good snow on top of it, the good thing is it'll be hard for that snow to go anywhere for a little while. In the last 2 days, the snowfall has dropped over 2 inches, according to the National Weather Association snow gauge in Antrim County. So this is the Antrim County Snowmobile Club. The snow gauge is currently sitting at 4 inches, and that base matters. Also, if you want to see a real-time check of Antrim County, they actually have their own snowmobile cam. Let me get that up there real quick. Check that out. Go check out the snowmobile cam. You know what I didn't do? I sat there and talked about the whole thing about the trail cam and totally forgot that. I think, did I even put the transition on there? Yeah, that's the Ryan's trail cam there. It's down. But that's a video from the summer, or, just something to look at. But this is Antrim's snowmobile, and this is going on right now. This is their snowmobile cam and Antrim County Snowmobile Club. If you can go to their website, you can go to their website, and I thought I had it here, but I believe it's you know what? It did not put it in here. But Antrim County website, I'll put it down in the description. So check the description. I put all the clubs that I talk about in here. I put all of their information in there, so you can click on it, because I want you to go out there and find these clubs and whatever's closest to you. It would be really good if you guys went out there and supported them face to face. Join the club and just see what's going on, see what people are doing, and help out however you can. That's mainly my reasoning for putting all that out there, because I want you to really get out there and get some good information. And again, if when you buy money or when you buy food, gas, whatever, yes, part of that tax goes to the snowmobile and goes roundabout way and finally gets there. But if you join a snowmobile club or grooming club, that money goes straight to them. It goes straight to them, so it helps them when they need it the most. Get this back up here. Oh, all right. Whenever I click on the wrong thing, it's all over with. There we go. Get that back up there. And like I said, right now, this what you're looking at right now is Antrim County. It's happening at this second. So Antrim County is also doing a raffle. The tickets will be available at Saturday's meeting as well as the Christmas Club party. But I don't think that's open to everybody. But tickets are also available at Extreme Power Sports and the Hideaway Bar. It does not state on here, at least I don't have it on here, how much the tickets are. But if you're unable to purchase the tickets locally, you can DM the club and direct message the club, and they'll get you taken care of. Antrim County Snowmobile Club Association, they're doing a raffle, and I just realized it did not. Well, I'll tell you what. This thing, for all it was supposed to help me out here, and I was supposed to cut some pictures and stuff like that, it did not put it out there the way I wanted it. So let me pull up Antrim, because I want to tell you exactly what you're raffling on here, or what you're well, that's not good. I went to their stuff here, and oh, here it is right here. So they're raffling off a 2026 Skidoo 850 MXZ Blizzard. $100 a ticket. Only 300 tickets will be sold. So once their 300 tickets are gone, it's over with. You can buy those at the, like I said, you can go to Extreme Power Sports and buy the ticket. You can also go to the bar I mentioned, which I don't know what happened there. I just clicked on it and it went away. What was that bar called? The Hideaway Bar. You can go to the Hideaway Bar or Extreme Power Sports, $100 a ticket. Get yours. They're only doing 300 of them. Once they're gone, and you get a chance to get the 2026 MXZ Blizzard. I'm going to direct message after this thing, and I'm going to try and get me a ticket. Also, in a little bit, I'll tell you about another one that's going on up in the UP with Sault Ste. Marie doing their own raffle for a trailer. So, and I'll get the information up here in just a second, but let me finish these trail reports, because I only got a few of them, because not a lot of people posted a whole bunch of stuff. I think they're they're trying to stay off the trails. UP Clark Motel trail update. So we're going to head up north and talk about that. Here's the trail update from Clark Motel. After yesterday's warm day and rain, 2 guests rode out about 80 miles this morning, and from Clark to Brimley, then up Trail 8 and to the closed Paradise Gate and back. They reported being very happy with the trail conditions so far. If you go out there to their Facebook page, Clark Motel, you'll see some of the videos and stuff. I can't copy that kind of stuff, and for some reason I can't even put it on here. So, it makes it kind of tough. But either way, there's additional videos out there, and it shows M28 and the crossings and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice. They did say some of the low areas were slush and standing water existed yesterday, but not because it's not fully frozen yet. So just be careful. But there's a big change. The current temperature is 13 degrees, and it feels like it's -4. You got light snow falling as we speak right now. Conditions have shifted. Pine Stump also stated they had some light rain yesterday, and it was 40 degrees. But this morning it's showing extremely windy and cold. We didn't lose our snow. It will be a pain getting in and out of towns. The snow will be set up hard. So they're calling for a little snow every day for the next few days. If we get some snow here or if they get some snow up there, there will be a good chance for Christmas for everyone to do, or they want everybody to do a snow dance. All right. So those are the only ones I had. I didn't see anything else out there that changed. I mean, everybody pretty much had the same thing. I didn't even have any good new pictures that I could show you. That kind of Yeah, there just wasn't a lot out there. What I will say this, let's go with I have some different pictures here. I even got somebody put a meme out there. It was kind of funny. I thought that was, let's see if I can get that real quick, because that was some good stuff. And then I'll talk about some recall and safety stuff. I found a few things out there. Some of it I've already talked about in some other shows, but I figured I'd get out here and try and hammer this stuff home, because if it's going to be a meltdown, you can't really ride. Might as well get out there and get your snowmobile ready, set up and ready, and not have to worry about too much. Let's see here. This is probably going to make some people not very happy when I post this one, but that's all right. They'll live. That's weird. Lock, 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 lock. Oh, I see what's going on. These pictures. I've got some pictures in the background, and it's not letting me get past it. Sorry about that, guys. I'm living and learning every day. I'm learning how to use this stuff. Um, I've got a bigger screen here, so that makes my life just a little bit easier. But let's see. Come on, there we go. Hopefully you can see that. Here we go. I thought this was pretty funny. I'm sure all the people that ride Polarises are not going to be too happy with me, but it's all right. I don't care what you ride. Just go out and ride. And if you ride a Polaris, I'll bring a tow strap. That's we've had Polaris. We haven't had, knock on wood, any big issue with those. So we've had Arctic Cat. Mainly we ride Skidoo, but a lot of that has to do with the location of getting parts and dealers and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I thought that was a pretty good, or pretty funny picture there. Yeah, like I said before, I'm learning different things, and one thing I noticed a lot. I need to watch some of these videos. Is I keep looking over here, because I got this big screen over on this side, and I keep looking at it, trying to see if I'm looking at the camera to check on myself, which doesn't make any sense, because I'm looking this way at this TV and the camera's in front of me. So if I'm going to do that, I better post it over here. But what's probably going to happen if I do that, then I'm going to sit there and I'm just going to stop every once in a while and just be like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. So I don't know. I'm learning. All right. So let's talk about recalls and safety check, because all this stuff matters. I don't want you guys to go out there and get wrecked. And plus, if I keep this segment up, hopefully I'll find out if anything's wrong with mine before I get up there, and maybe I can get it fixed. So first up, Skidoo and Lynx. Certain newer models, snowmobiles, have been recalled due to potential issue with the engine control module mounting component. In some cases, this could interfere with the throttle operation. If you are the owner of a newer Skidoo or Lynx, it's worth checking your VIN and contacting your dealer. Inspections and repairs are being handled at no cost. So if you've got a new Skidoo or Lynx and it didn't say when, so I'm assuming 2025, 2026, get that checked out. But it wouldn't hurt. I mean, go out there. If anybody, I've got a 2022, so maybe I'll check mine to make sure. Check my VIN. Next up, Polaris. Some Matrix platform snowmobiles, particularly those with Patriot 650 and 850 engines, have had recalls related to the drive clutch components. A failing clutch can be a serious safety issue. So please, again, check your VIN specific and see if your Matrix sled has been recalled. You may have to call the dealership. It says in here, you may have to call the dealership to verify your machine. And finally, a parts-related recall. I've talked about this one before. Kempix. Kempix has issued a recall on certain replacement ski and adapter kits. In affected cases, skis could detach from the sled, which is obviously something no one wants to experience at any speed. All right, so if you have some Kempix skis that you put on, I guess you'd have to go out to their website and find out if you're affected by that. I'll check into that because I bought a few skis in the last 2 seasons. And I need to check and make sure we didn't buy some of those. I can't remember. We bought some, I thought we bought some generic ones, but maybe they are Kimpex. All right. So, and then I just thought I'd add a new segment to this, safety, when you're riding. And one of the things I come up with tonight, and, this might seem kind of elementary, but every little bit helps. So how to spot soft corners before you're in them. Let's do a quick Trail Smarts segment on how to spot soft corners before you're already committed. So the first thing you want to watch for is the corner color. If the snow looks dull, gray, shiny, that usually means moisture, churn, or melt. Bright white, firm snow tends to hold. So darker, glossy snow usually doesn't. So if you notice a discoloration in the corners, and we've all rode, and you'll get to a certain point, and it doesn't help if my hand gestures if I'm not on the right camera. This is why they have producers and stuff, and I don't, but that's all right. Hold on one second. Hold on. Oh, so we've all gone into a corner. You're going around that corner. You look in there and you see that, that yellowish. You can actually, sometimes when you're going into a corner, you can see a distinct discoloration almost immediately. Like it'll start maybe, 20, 30 feet from the corner, and then go into the corner. And there are a lot of different things that you'll look at there. When you're going into that corner, you're looking, and I tend to notice the moisture, or the churn or melt. That doesn't seem to be as much of an issue as much as I worry about whether or not I see the grayish, like shiny, because grayish shiny means there's probably some ice, and that can get kind of sketchy going around a corner. So when you're riding in, if you see deep tracks cutting through the snow, and they go wide through the corner, that's a sign that they're already losing their line. So that's a sign that they went in that corner, and that sled is just not sticking. So it's going further out into the corner than it should. So wide arcs usually mean the inside is soft and blown out. Watch the bank itself. A solid corner has a clean, defined berm. A soft corner looks rounded, chewed up, and collapsed, especially on the inside. Another giveaway, and I'm sure everybody's felt this, another giveaway is the chatter as you approach. When you start getting in that corner and it starts shaking a little bit, you'll start feeling that. If the trail before the corner feels rough, choppy, grabby, that corner is likely getting hammered and is warming up. So it's, and we've all felt that. We've all felt that going into a corner. So you just got to be careful. And here's the other thing, when you're going around a corner, especially in some of the trails that I ride, there really isn't enough room for 2 snowmobiles half the time. So if you're on that right, stay on the right. Go take that turn as wide as you can. I typically try and lead the pack, and one of the things I do is I lead the pack enough. I actually like to ride when it's a little bit darker, for the simple fact that I can see the lights coming before they get there. When I'm approaching a corner, I will look over to the left and look over there, even if it's daylight, and see if I see any lights flickering, because that means here comes a snowmobile. But a lot of corners, there's nothing you can see, so you just got to be careful. And I typically, like I said, I typically ride a little bit to the outside on some of the corners, and just to be sure. So another thing is, pay attention to shade versus sun. Corners that get sun exposure, they'll soften faster. Even if the straight sections still feel solid, a south-facing corner are usually the first to go. So, I don't expect you to be out there with a compass going, hey, that's a south-facing corner. I don't know. But you definitely can tell, if it's a little bit more sun is getting into that corner. And again, look for that discoloration. That's your biggest telltale. All right. And here's the big one, time of day. Corners are great at 9 a.m. and they can get a little sketchy in the afternoon, especially after warm up. And the same goes for about 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun is when the sun's gone down. I see the difference. You know, I can ride all day and I can see where I can't. The corner seems a little looser than when it gets, as soon as that temperature drops. When that temperature drops, it seems like those, you know, everything kind of hangs into that corner just easy. And it's very easy to, you know, kind of suck into the corner and take those corners quick. Um, Again, you want to set up wide and early. Stay smooth on the throttle. Avoid stabbing the brakes in the middle of the corner. And if something looks off, just trust your instincts. You know, if it looks sketchy, you know, just slow down. You know, and none of us are racing out there. Well, you might be, but you know, just it's not worth it to go off the trail and hit something. And you know, I've seen plenty of times where that's happened. You know, you get into a corner, and next thing you know, the skis don't turn the way you want them to. Do some two up sleds can do that quite a bit, and the next thing you know, you're going. You got your skis turning, but you're still going straight. So you know, I just wanted to add that little segment in there. I'll have something every night, just add a little bit. You know, and maybe you learn something, maybe you don't. But you know, it's kind of fun. All right, so this is kind of neat. Local news for Indian River. Yeah, this has nothing to do with snowmobiles. This is just kind of something cool that's coming. So if you know anything about the Indian River area, they have something huge to celebrate. They have a huge congratulations to Jeff Jakeway and the entire family of this North Star Gardens. The County Planning Commission has unanimously approved their Trout Town Resorts plan. This is a $5.7 million project, and here's what it brings to the area: 12 new detached motel rooms, a butterfly house and greenhouse, a food court, an ice cream shop, an event center, retail space. But here's what eventually matters, or really matters. This project means 30 new local jobs, immediate additional tax revenue for the schools, police, fire, library services, cleanup of a long-standing eyesore along the Sturgeon River near the state park, additional support for the sewer system, and long-term investment in our tourist economy. You know, this is a true win-win. I know where this is at. I remember when those hotels, you know, it was just hotels. Then they ripped down part of it, and some of it's still there on the Sturgeon. And when you drive by there, you always think, man, why hasn't this been redone? But now it's going to get it's going to get a facelift. It's going to get to do a lot of things there. Yeah, it's going to be kind of nice. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to do to that traffic in that little area, because that light already is kind of congested with you know, you're meeting right there. You got the highway, and then you got the store, and so it's you know, but you know, every little bit helps. You can't expect it to stop. I know one of the things that, I guess it was a heartbreaker for me, is I remember the trading post. I remember going to the trading post. I remember how, you know, I looked forward to that. That was our thing. You know, usually, if I remember correctly, when we were heading out of town, we're going to the trading post, and it was an all you can eat breakfast thing, and it was just different. When it turned into a McDonald's, I wasn't a fan. You know, it lost something. But you can't expect everything to stay that way forever. And unfortunately, you know, mom and pop places, if mom and pop places don't turn into the kids' places, they're just not going to be any place. So keep that in mind. You know, just the way it is. All right. So that's all I got right now. That's all I got for tonight. I'm not even sure how long I was on here. 30 minutes, just 30 minutes. So I don't know who's heading up there. Hopefully, you know, a few of you guys are heading up there right now. You know, if you can, find me on my Facebook, or, you know, let me go ahead and put my little social medias up here, because if you happen to go anywhere and you see anything crazy, please find me on Facebook. You can go to this group, Indian River Snowmobile and ATV and Water Sports. You know, if you go in there and you can answer the questions that I have set up, I will approve you today. I'll approve you right now. And if you want, you can find me in there. You can direct message me and tell me, you know, hey, I saw this, or this is going on, or if you're a club, you know, get on there, and, you know, if you want some better coverage, I will do that. And you know what? I did tell you guys I would tell you about the Tequanimon Falls. raffle, so I don't want to go without doing that. Let me see if I thought I had it up here. Oh, here it is. No, it was, yeah, it was the Taekwondo Falls. I guess I did not put it in here. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah. Oh, hey, also let me put this up here real quick. Don't forget, get your trail permit. $52. Check your registration before you go out, please. By all means, it's still early in the season, but we got Christmas next week. Don't go out there and ruin your fun by getting a ticket. Getting a ticket for not having a trail permit, or getting a ticket for not having your registration up to date. Please, get that taken care of. I was trying to find the other thing there, but it's not in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find it, and I'm going to read it to you, because I want to make sure that these guys have a limit. Taquanman Area Snowmobile Association, they are renting off a 7.5 wide body deluxe side door, powder coated bar lock, aluminum helmet shelf with hanger bar and ski guides. They're raffling off an enclosed trailer, a 2025 enclosed trailer. It's a 7x6x16. You could use it for a side-by-side or snowmobile, or both if you're lucky. It's got lighting in the trailer, it's got a V-nose. The color is olive drab with chrome diamond plate, and I believe that says 5-foot drive-on, drive-off wedge ramp. The drawing is February 21st of 2026. You don't have to be there to win. It's going to be at 4 p.m. at the North Shore FMO in Newberry. So by all means, if you can, get a hold of them. And they gave me their information, or they told me their information up here. And okay, so I'm not going to give out Misty. If you find her on Facebook here, Misty Schubach, I'm not going to give out her phone number. She did put it on here and said you could Venmo. But unless Misty, I'll reach out to her. But unless she tells me, I'm not going to put her phone number out here on YouTube for everybody and their brother to call her. I would much rather you just go and find TASA, Taquanman Area Snowmobile Association. Find them, find their page, follow them, and please reach out to them through Messenger or on the post for the trailer, and get a hold of them to get one of their tickets. It's $100 a ticket for this trailer. They've got to sell at least 200 before they'll actually raffle off the trailer. If they don't sell 200, it's going to be a 50-50 drawing. So, but hey, again, whenever you help these clubs and you do this kind of stuff, it goes straight to the club and helps them out. And plus, like I said, any little bit these clubs can get, they're already scratching and clawing half the time. And one little thing happens to their groomer, and some of them are shut down. Help them out, please. So that was it with that. And like I said, I already covered this. Do not forget your trail permit. It's $52. Check your registration before you go out. Check your oil, check your gas, check everything. Make sure your phone is charged. Not that it matters if it gets too cold, but a lot of these new sleds have little compartments, so that kind of isn't the problem. And some of these phones hold up a little bit better. But either way, hopefully, this is paradise a couple days ago. Hopefully it'll get back to that. And again, I can't say it enough. Don't forget the Groomer Tracker app. Groomer Tracker app is it's free to download. It's in the iPhone App Store and the Google Store. You can download it. You can go through there's a map section. You go through the map and you can find your club, or you can go through the list that you see here and look for your club. And there's several of them. They're not just in Michigan. There's someone in Upper Ohio, and I believe in Wisconsin and stuff like that. So, join these. It's typically $9.99, but some of them can be a little bit more or a little less. That is good for a year, and it gives you real-time updates of when they're out there grooming. So when snow gets back in there and they start getting out there and hitting it hard, you'll be able to, check on that. You'll be able to see what they're doing in real time. So it's a good thing. And again, that the part of this money goes right to them. So it goes right to the snowmobile, or it goes right to that grooming club and gets right to the people that needs. And there's a little part in there too, if you feel like giving a little bit more because they did a really good job, you can click on the snowmobile club or grooming club and tip them. So if you want to do that, if you want to give a little bit more, by all means do it. Every little bit helps them. Speaking of help, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 677 right now. Steady climb all the time. So I'm really looking forward to it. And another thing I need 4,000 hours of people watching my videos. So right now I've averaged I saw 2 to as many as 8 on here. Hopefully I'll see more, but if those 2 people stay on here and I go for an hour, which I don't think I'm even going to make it an hour, but either way, that's 2 hours of watch time for me. That gets me a little bit closer, and all help is appreciated. If you want, and you don't even want to listen to me that much, which I wouldn't want to listen to me that much, put it on, turn the volume down, and put the phone in your pocket and just let the video go. Yeah, I will much appreciate that. And the quicker I can get to where I'm going here, the better. I will have a store here soon with t-shirts, and I'll put some different things out. And I plan on making 2 big rides this winter. So maybe if you're up in the area around Indian River or possibly UP, depending on how the trails end up being, if you're in those areas and you want to go on a ride, hit me up and we'll see what happens. I like to do that as much as possible. I think it'll be fun. We'll get out there and hopefully maybe somebody up there will watch this and they know some place that I haven't even talked about that I need to go see, because that would be great too. Because I like to check out some new areas. I like to see some spots that maybe it's not maybe it's not the normal ride. Oh, and I was wrong. I'm actually at 682 subscribers and climbing. So I'm hoping it's knock on wood. We seem to be hitting, I seem to be getting about 100 subscribers a day. So, hopefully it keeps on going. I'm excited. I like to, to see it grow there. I'm kind of a little moron. I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is open YouTube app and hit the refresh just to see what's happening and see if I got anything new in there. Let's see here. Yeah, that was all I had for updates. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of updates out there. Let's see here, because there was another picture that I wanted to show everybody. And this one, like I said, that one just cracks me up. Those of you that didn't tune in earlier, I showed the trail cam. No, it's not really the trail cam. This is an old video. Brian, like I said, Brian's this is the railroad bed, but the camera is down right now, so hopefully it'll be back up soon. But hey, I just found out tonight, this is pretty cool. Antrim Snowmobile Club has their own camera also. So, go out and check it out. Hold on, I'll have it up here in just a second to show you a little bit, because theirs is in real time right now, and it was snowing. And of course, hold on, let me go back here because it decided it wasn't gonna keep going for me, so I got to turn that camera back on. Transition there. All right, look at that. It's snowing right now. Nope, it's kind of stopped, but Antrim still has some pretty good snow. It looks like the wind drifted some stuff up there, so that's good. And like I said, let me see here real quick while you guys are watching the snow and doing that kind of stuff. Let me see if this other picture is out here, because I thought what did I update? What is this one? Oh, look at that. Okay. Well, let's put that up there, because I did, I mentioned this. That's the trailer right there that they're raffling off. Again, you can DM them, but I would much rather you go and find them on on Facebook, and follow their page. Follow their page, and you know reach out to them. They've got to sell 200 of these tickets, or they're not going to give away that trailer. And you got a good shot. It's a nice little trailer. Again, there's the Antrim's trail cam. I just found that tonight. If you're looking for the link, I'm going to put it in the description. I put all links in the description of all the clubs I talk about, because I want you to go out, reach out to them, and find the club closest to you and join. Please join. And speaking of join, Indian River Snowmobiling, ATV, and Water Sports Facebook group. You can find us out there. It's searchable. Check that out. By all means, get in there. Let me go in here real quick and change it to the other one. Also, Inland Lake Snowmobile Club has their own page. Go out to Inland Lake Snowmobile Club, and you can reach out to us and join. It's $15 for a person. It's $20 for a family. Again, your money goes straight in there. They do a lot of stuff, and the money intermingles with the Indian River Grooming Club. The members of these clubs go out. They do the brushing. They do the a whole bunch of maintenance and stuff on the trails, and they also do some good things in the not that they don't do good things all the time, but they do some good things as far as some charity work. They do some charity work in February. The first weekend of February, they usually do the Ride for the Blind. They meet down there at the mouth of the Indian River Trail at the parking lot. They meet up and they take I don't want to I don't know how to say it, but some special needs kids and adults get to ride on the back of the snowmobile and get to experience something that they may have never experienced before. Some of them come back every year and they're excited to do it. They even search out their favorite drivers just so they can do that. Let me switch over here, and again, you can find me on Facebook, The Unplanned Adventure. If you wanna know when I'm going to stream, if you want to know when things are going on, go ahead and hit like and subscribe and hit the little bell over there for notifications. You can also go to The Unplanned Adventure on Facebook. You can follow me there, and you can find me on The Unplanned Adventure 98 on Instagram, and also The Unplanned Adventure in Rumble. And I will, again, all the links will be down in the description of this video, and I will make sure that if you need anything, if you need any of that stuff, and you can also hit me up. You can also hit me up here in the chat, and you can hit me on any of my videos. I respond as soon as possible. And if there's something you want to hear about, if there's a club you want to talk about, or some information, I'll even have very soon, I'm going to have people come on here if they want to talk about the area that they're riding in, so we can definitely hear about some stuff. You know what? There was a picture that I did want to show you guys, because there's I talk about it quite a bit. I like to know about the different places that you can go and different restaurants that you can hit off the trail. I like to hear about that stuff. And tonight I found another one. So let's get here. Let me go over here. I got to add the picture because it didn't add earlier. Let's go up here. Of course, that's okay. Petoskey Snowmobile. Oh, I almost forgot. I almost didn't say it. Petoskey Snowmobile Club does their breakfast this weekend. They will do their breakfast this weekend from 8 to I think it's noon. Yeah, 8 to noon. I believe it's $15, but it's $15 all you can eat breakfast. It's a really good breakfast. Go over there and check it out. This weekend you might have to go by car, but either way, go over there and support them. They're willing to put on a breakfast for you, and go over there and check it out, and see if it's what you can. Go check it out and see if it's something you're into, and take your friends back. Have a good time. All right, so this place here, this just showed up today on Petoskey Snowmobile Club's website. It's Wildwood Lakes Golf Course. It says it's only a mile and a half off the Trail 7 in Wolverine. Great burgers, cold beer, and the best people around. See you soon. So, uh, you know, I'm gonna look it up and see how far it is away from where I'm going, and maybe, maybe go check it out. I, but again, Wildwood Lakes Golf Course. I'm always looking for a different place to go. Uh, I like the Two Wheel Cafe. Two Wheel Cafe, that was a good place, but unfortunately, it was really hard to get to, and now they've shut down. So that's unfortunate. And then Breakers, been to there quite a few times. It's not bad, but typically the last couple times I've gone through there, I'm usually on my way back, after riding for long hours and don't want to stop, so I keep on moving. Keyhole Bar, we've gone up to the Keyhole Bar. That's always good food up there. It's a great time. And if you can, a good ride is also to go over to the Pelston area and go to Moose Jaw Junction. That's a good place. And I'm not, discounting any place, because, Thirsty Sturgeon, another one. It's right off the trail. It's great. And I'm not discounting anybody else, so don't get upset if I don't mention your place. And if you want me to mention your place, by all means, reach out to me. Let me know. Let me go back here. I got to find something out, because I got to do this shout out real quick. Let's see here. Burt Lake Marina put something on here, and I meant to copy it, and I did not copy it. All right, you're not gonna put this stuff in order. That's great. Oh, well, Burt Lake Marina was introducing a snowmobile safety course Saturday, January 17th, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I didn't even know about that. It's going to be at the Sheboygan County Building Commissioner's Room. So let's see, what does it say here? You get a free safety course Saturday, January 17th at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Commissioner's Room in Sheboygan County Building. Please use the entrance. Yeah, you don't need all of that. You must attend all day to receive a certificate. Bring your own lunch, snacks, and drinks for ages 12 to 16. So if your kid hasn't taken that online course yet and you want them to get them into snowmobiling, go over there and have them take this course. Get that snowmobile course, and they can do it in person. So that's kind of nice. They don't have to sit in front of a computer screen the whole time. So, and then here's the other thing. Just saw this today. Burt Lake Marina. Burt Lake Marina is the best boat marine dealer by the officials Community Choice Awards, Best of Northern Michigan. They're the 2025, the official Community's Choice Award. So congratulations to Burt Lake Marina. They got an award. They're doing a lot of good things in there. So if you can get by there, tell them thank you and check them out. All right. So let's see. I've hit that and nothing else. Let me check the chat here to make sure not miss anything. Let's go back here, and it's always fun to look at the snowmobile cam. So let's look at snowmobile, or the camera up here. And give me a second. I got to bring this all up so I can see where I'm at. All right. All right. So if anybody's got anything in the chat, anything I forgot, anything you want to add, please do so. I'll give it a couple more minutes, and then that's going to give me close to a solid hour. Yeah. Like I said, I'm trying really hard to get there. I did not want to keep doing I didn't want to keep doing just aimless podcasts every other night. So I figured I would back up, try this, do this Friday nights. Hopefully it's people back, especially when the snow starts hitting. Maybe people will start showing up and want to go and check it out. And I'll talk about as much as I can find out here. So every little bit helps. And when I get up there, I'll do some podcasting from Northern Michigan. So we'll see how that goes. And instead of having a fake background, maybe I'll just have a background of actually have snow. Again, I had to take a drink. Sorry. again, very soon there's going to be links down there for different products that you can check out. And I'll be doing some different things too, as far as product reviews on some different things, as far as anything from cameras to the equipment that I'm using right now, and of course snowmobile equipment, ATV equipment, anything else I can get my hands on. And I'm gonna test it out this summer. Be a lot of boating equipment. We'll be heavy into that. And I know I'm talking mainly about northern Michigan, but I'm also down in the North Carolina area, so you're going to see a lot of beach pics and stuff like that. I like to take the Jeep out there. You'll see some off-roading, and you'll see some off-roading with the ATVs and with the Jeep, and maybe some other mess that I might pull around and get on excavators and tractors and do some stuff like that. Tomorrow I'm going to video cutting some firewood, because if I don't cut some firewood tomorrow, I'm not going to have any when the temperatures drop again. Other than that, I haven't seen anything in the chat. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. I hope people return. Tell your friends. Please watch the videos, hit like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you get a notification every time I do this. There will not be a thing tomorrow, even though I accidentally put that on there. I will probably be on here Sunday night. I want to see how the weather changes. So it probably look either Sunday or Monday, depending on what the weather does. If the weather hits hard, I'll definitely do one Sunday night, because I just want to talk about that, and then I'll update everybody on everything I can find and put together a whole bunch of stuff. Other than that, have a good night. Thanks for watching. It's been Unplanned Adventure. I'm Ryan, and see you next time.